Okay, in this video, we're going to set up the actual microblogging guts of the thing. Now, if we were to go here and visit the site right now, we're going to see the base WordPress install using the most current theme. Okay, so this is what you're seeing here. All we need to do is go and get rid of all this stuff. So we're going to go into Posts and All Posts, and we're going to trash this post. Okay, and then we're going to go into Pages, All Pages, and we're going to trash the page that's in here. And then Comments, there really shouldn't be anything in here because the post was deleted, and there's not, okay? Now, what we need to do next is go back up to Posts, and then we want to go to Categories. Now here we want to set up the categories that we're going to have in our microblog. Now, you don't have to do this at the very beginning, but you should have at least one category set up here. So I'm going to say General Discussion. And then we're going to have, say, Pictures. You can organize this any way you want. I'm just putting some examples in. Latest news. Okay, and we can add more later on, but I just want you to get the idea here. All right, now what we need to do next is go to Appearance and Themes. Now, we want to go and add new. And then in the search here, we want to put in P2. Okay, and then you want to roll down to see P2 category, and you want to install. And you want to activate. Okay, now let's go have a look at our site. Okay, and here we go. We now have our guts of our site up. We have the microblogging part here, and any posts will appear down here, and we'll get to that in a minute. On the side here, of course, this is our widgets. Okay, so let's go back here, and then let's go to widgets. And you can set this up the way you want here. So I'm going to leave search on there. I'm going to take off recent posts, archives, recent comments, and meta. And I'm just going to leave categories on there. Okay, now you could put back on the comments and the posts. Might actually, maybe we'll put the recent post back on there. Actually, I'm going to put the archives back on there. Okay, and save. Now there's no log in or log out here anymore when you get to this page. So what we want to do is we're going to add a plugin called Custom Meta. I forgot about that one. So down to plugins and add new. And custom meta. Okay, and we want to install. And we want to activate. All right, now we want to go back to Appearance, and we want to go back to Widgets. And then we want to put custom meta in there. Okay, now show registration and site admin and show login, logout. Okay, save. All right, now let's go have a look at our page now. So visit site. Okay, so we have categories, archives, and meta. Now we could change the heading for meta. Let's go back and do that. And we'll just put in here welcome or whatever text you want it to appear above there. Visit. Okay, and there we go. Okay, now just to show you how this works, you pick a category up here. So let's say general discussion. And then here you can pick whether it's a status update, a blog post, a quote, or a link. So I'll just say hi there. And then we can tag it. So we can use any tags we want. So let's say welcome. Now that's another thing we could put on is the tag cloud. So I'm going to post it. Now you'll see down here that the post is down here and there's a reply. Okay, so this is how people reply to any of the posts that are down here. Okay, so now let's go back to widgets and let's put the tag cloud in there. Okay, so down here, there's our tag cloud. Let's put that under archives here. And it defaults to tags. Let's just say tag cloud. So what that'll do is it will put all the tags we use in the whole blog on there as we use them, and they will get bigger the more we use a single word. So the bigger the word and the more highlighted it is, the more times it's been used. Okay, so you'll see there's our archives. Here's our categories that have been used. There's our tag, and there's our site admin. Okay, so let's go now and modify the site. So you have this thing up here called My Microblog. We're going to change the header. Maybe we'll change the background here. So let's go over here and let's go to Customize. Okay, so site title and tagline. We're going to want to turn off the display. Okay, now let's go to colors. And we can change the background color here. Now you can put in your color as a code, or you can select one from here. I'll just do that for now. Okay, header image. Now this is something you might want to do. You can add an image to your microblog to make it unique. Okay, so what you would do is create a 980 by 120 image of your header, your logo, or what have you. You can put your logo in the middle of it, of the 980 by 120, and it'll show up in the center here. Okay, so I'm going to add one that I just created here. I can go into my working files here and drag over the header image I made quickly here. Okay, so we'll put that in there. Crop. Okay, so there it is. Now you can have a background image here. I put in a background color, but if you want to put in a background image, then you can do that as well. Okay, so let's save that. Okay, and now here is what our microblog looks like. It's all ready to go. Okay, so let's add a new user here and just show how the conversation works. So I'm just going to go here, the dashboard. I'm just going to manually add a new user. Of course, we could register and test out the registration, but let's just add one. So I'm going to do add new, and I'll put a new user in here. Okay, so I've set up a user called test. So let's log in with that user. Okay, so here we are, and it redirected us to the front page like we wanted it to. Otherwise, we would have ended up in the profile page here. So you'll see now that we can reply to this. Okay, and then the conversation can keep going from there, from different users, just by replying to each different comment or each different thread. Okay, now I signed back in as admin here. You'll notice that when we were signed in as a subscriber or normal user, that we couldn't post, and that's the default, but we can change that. So let's go over here to dashboard, and let's go down to appearance, and then we want to go to theme options. Okay, you see here at posting access, allow any registered member to post. So if we want them to be able to post, we can turn that on. Okay, so this one means that if you can hide the comments, and there's a little link that you can click there to show them. So you can pick whichever way you want that. Now, we already set this in a different part, but we can pick a color. We've already picked a color, but we can also use a background image. So we have none right now. We can say bubbles, polka dots, squares, plaid, stripes, and Santa. Let's try Santa just for laughs. Okay, so this is different than where we set it by default. Okay, you can hide the sidebar. We have widgets on there, so we don't want to do that. Okay, now right now, the default says what you up to. This is where you can change that. And to display post title. So let's update the options. And now let's go have a look at the site. Okay, so there is our Santa background now. Okay, so that's another way you can do it. Now let's sign in as the normal user again, and we should see this post box. And when I said what I said about toggling the comments, this is where you toggle them off. So if you check that other box, it comes in like this, and you have to actually click on that to see the comment. All right, I'm going to log out and log back in as the other user here. Okay, so I'm going to make a post here with the test user. So we got our status update, which is just a post with no title. So I'm going to say status update here, and we'll log in, and I'll show you the difference from the admin side. So let's say Okay, so let's post it. Now, if you don't select a category, it goes to uncategorized. So let's do this. Post it. Okay, so now let's do a blog post. So you see now we have a blog title. I'm going to call this blog post. And general discussion. Okay, we'll post it. Okay, and then a quote. Okay, and then the citation here and tag. Okay, we'll post that. Okay, so here's our quote. And then a link. And then a link. And post. Okay, so there is the link. So you see the difference there. Okay, so that's really how it works. You'll see that we have the different parts down here and they can be replied to as normal. Now the last thing I want to do is just log in with the admin user again. Now let's go over here to posts. Okay, and then you'll see the way things are put in here. So we have the different users and the different things in here. So we have quote, blog post. This is our status update. Okay, so it all gets put into the post here. And as an admin user, you can come in and you can change these as you like. Okay, so that is it. You now know how you can set up your own microblog using WordPress.